All right, we're watching Audrey's breaststroke underwater. As we go through, we're just going to kind of watch a little bit here and just kind of see some of the things that we're seeing. Audrey, love how you finish that kick on your breaststroke. Your hands are a little low in that water. As you do that pull, you want to try and keep those hands up, not quite so down. Head position looks good. Hands moving forward look great. Head position looks pretty good overall. You're finishing your kick. That's good. But again, you're kind of pulling those hands a little bit deeper than we'd like to see. So just a couple things I think we can kind of touch on. So let's rewind it a little bit here and kind of take it step by step. All right, Audrey. As we see those hands pushing forward, you kind of see a little bit of bend in that elbow here going this way. Really try to straighten those arms out just a little bit. Make sure when your hands are going forward, you're really kind of streamlining through that water. You don't want to have any waviness in that water at all, or in your arms at all. You do a really good job of getting your head into the water. Your eyes are looking a little bit more forward than we'd like to see. We want to make sure they're looking down more than this way. Okay, so let's do work on that head position a little bit. You want to keep your spine in line, so that would entail you keeping your head and your eyes down as you stretch forward on that breaststroke. As you start that pull, you do a great job of pressing those hands out. Your hands are a little bit past those shoulder width. But then at this point, you want to try and start getting them in. What you start to do here, you can kind of see that your hands are almost straight down. And this is more of that butterfly pull. You don't want to go quite so down with those hands. So let's try and get those hands a little bit higher in that water. Now, as you start to engage that kick, you can kind of see that your knees are out a little wider than we'd like to see, and your feet are a little bit on the inside of those knees. Make sure your feet turn out a little bit earlier so your feet are outside of those knees. But as you do your kick, I mean, that's a good job of snapping your legs. We like how your toes are pretty much together. I think you're going to see here in the next frame, they're going to get even closer. So that's really good. Audrey, we want to make sure you keep working that breaststroke kick that way. Maybe even just a little bit strong, but not much. That looks great. As you get here straight across, you can kind of see a little more how your hands are really going straight down here and here. And actually, they're going a little bit past your shoulders. We want to try and keep those hands out in front. You don't want to let them come underneath. So here's your shoulders. Your hand here is just a little bit past that shoulder. So let's do work on that a little bit. Make sure those hands aren't coming quite so underneath, and more underneath your chin than underneath and past your shoulders. You kind of see as your hands start to go forward, look how low they still are. Okay, and this is one of the things we're talking. We'd like to see your hands more shooting forward up here than shooting forward down here. All right, as you start to push your hands forward, you're going to see that you lift your hands up, but you still want to be higher in that water. Okay. Good strength for that breaststroke kick. I mean, look, there's no bubbles coming off those feet. You're keeping your feet right at the surface of that water. I mean, that's so good. Audrey, that's one of those things we're not able to teach very well. And I think it's one of those things that inertly swimmers are able to learn, and you've learned that greatly. So excellent job there. On the turn here, first off, like the fact that you're trying to tuck those toes together. Like that you brought that arm underneath and into your side, and it looks like you're looking at that hand there. Your shoulders are right at water depth too, so you didn't pull yourself out. A lot of good things at the start of this turn, Audrey, that really, really, truly we like. Now, the other thing I really like is your feet are pointed upwards a little bit. I'd like to see those knees, instead of there, maybe just a little bit more up as well, but that's the right idea. Like how your hand really slid right behind that head. All right. Hands aren't together, not real streamlined. That's looks like kind of a house if you go straight down here, right? We don't want to have that kind of a body position. We want to make sure those streamlines are a little bit tighter. The other thing here, you kind of see right as you started your pull, your eyes went from looking down to looking this way. Make sure you keep your head looking down. And the other thing we'd like to see you do is you did your dolphin kick there at the end, but actually hold your streamline for 3 seconds. Do the snap dolphin kick up top, then do your underwater pull. So if you can wait a little bit longer, that's going to help push you out a little bit further than where you did. As you start to do the breaststroke kick, Good job of sliding those hands up. That's a nice gradual ascent. Audrey, that's a good breakout. That's exactly what we want you to see everybody doing a breakout. So I'm thrilled with this, Audrey. That looks so good. Again, let's just not let those hands come quite so far past those shoulders. I think if you can keep them up front, you're going to be better off. Keep it up, Audrey. You're doing fantastic.